Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. And guys, man, I feel good, man. I feel excited today, man, because, last night I was in the bed, laying down about 11 o'clock at night, and Charmiel said, baby, check it out. And I look up, and I'm on the golf channel. I want to thank the guys over there at Scratch, man. At Scratch on Instagram, guys, a new series that your boy is going to be a part of, talking about, the game of golf. Man, and I'm so excited about it because never, just like a lot of things in my life, never in a million years would I think that I would be a part of something like this, being able to talk about something I love so much. Congratulations to Hideki Matsuyama, first Japanese to win the Masters, win the green jacket. Went out there and did it big. Came in, I think, at 10 under par at the end of the day, and it was an awesome way to go out and win it. And there again, man, history was made. The first Japanese to win the green jacket. And what was so I don't know, I guess delightful for me was to see Hideki at the end of the last putt. He took his putter and he had his putter in his hand and he walked over and he handed it to his caddy and they bowed to each other as his caddy took the putter and walked off. And it was just, I don't know what that ceremony was or what that meant. But for me, it seemed like that's what stood out, like so big after he won that tournament. So gracious in victory as well as in defeat. So congratulations to Hideki Matsuyama.
I enjoy watching the Masters, and everyone's found themselves rooting for Hideki toward the end because he's 29 years old. He was on that same golf course at Augusta 10 years prior in a different tournament, returns at the age of 29, and is able to pull something off that no one else from his country has ever done before. But for a minute, I got a little nervous. When he was on the 18. He's about 125 yards out, and he pulls out his pitching wedge. And I'm like, what's my man doing right here? But I said, he's a golfer. He probably knows more than I do. And then he lands it right in the sand trap. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like he just has to come in at par, right? I think he could have gone double. Maybe he could have gone double. He could have gone double.
Will Zalatoris, I think, was second.
Yeah,
tied for second. I think at 7 under. So he had a few strokes to actually give up and come in, and I'm sure he was banking on that, man. I played a video game, man. Right now I'm on the Switch playing 2K21, and man, sometimes, man, you lose your feel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You lose your touch, even on the video game. So just imagine being out there in front of thousands of people, even though it's not the way it was as far as people go. But just imagine being in that position and just think of how pressure of a situation it is. Because just think about it when you're in a foursome just on the weekend with your buddies.
Yeah, there's pressure. There's pressure regardless.
There's no fans. And the first one on the tee box, bro, it's stressful. It's stressful. I mean, especially if you guys playing $5 a hole. You know what I mean? Then it really gets stressful. You know what I mean?
Let alone walking the 18 at the Masters at Augusta, knowing that you're just a few strokes away from getting that green jacket. Yeah. I'm sure the pressure was on, but when he hit in the sand trap, I was like, oh man, they got to make it interesting. I think even the commentator goes, your first one's got to be a little difficult.
Yeah, yes, definitely got to be a little difficult. I'm nervous, man, about getting out there and doing something. But you know what? Pressure situations. That's when the real players step up to the plate and knock it right down the center of the fairway. So I'm looking forward to being a part of the series with Scratch. And the thing is, I told them, guys, whatever you guys want to do, I'm down for it. You want me to play Pebble Beach? Put me. You need me at Augusta? Bam, put me down. You know what I mean? You need me to go to Maui? Just book the flight, and I'm on my. It's one of those type of deals, man. I want to be like, what's his name? Parts Unknown. You to go all over the world, different golf courses, talking about the the artistry of the golf course, the mastery, of the layout and all of that. And from golf courses all around the world, there's one a golf course in Hawaii. It's like you can go into a cave and everything come up out of it. Yeah,
That sounds cool.
I need to be Booker T parts unknown, with Scratch. So I'm down with a little bit of, you know what? That might be it. That might be it right there. But I just want to say that I'm so proud to be partnering with Scratch and, just having fun and letting, because I always talk about the golf game. When I it's funny, when I was coming up as a kid, Tiger Woods came well after Booker T's ascent. And when I used to pass by a golf course, if I used to just think it was a park for white folks. You know what I mean? But I'm serious, because I'm from the neighborhood.
I used to think it was a park for white folks. That's great.
Because I saw them out there. They had their sticks, they're riding the golf carts. They had the funny clothes on. It just did not seem
funny clothes on.
No, I'm serious. It just did not seem like a game, that the brothers were really off into. It's almost kind of like a shuffleboard. I don't know. I don't know too many brothers play shuffleboard.
Why do you gotta throw all the wax sports on my people over here? Like, a shuffleboard, and next thing you know, you're gonna talk about badminton,
no.
BMX biking.
No. Curling.
Here's the thing.
When you see a brother doing something like that, he normally at the club making it rain.
It had to be a white person that came up with curling. They were like, what's the most unathletic sport we can come up with?
No. This one right here. Cornholing.
Hey, wait, hold on now. I have a natural proclivity for cornhole. I got abilities. You know what I mean? I got abilities in that game.
Man, that game right there. Every time I see it on ESPN, I see no brothers. Not one. I've not seen one brother on ESPN in the curling championship in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. I've not seen one. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the way golf was to me when I came up. And then the first time I played it, man, it was like, good God. I was like, wow. The first time, you know what I mean? My brother used to play on a par 3 course for like a year straight. We never went to an 18-hole course. We played this par 3 course. It was a 9-hole par 3. And I got a hole in one out there one time. And I think that's what hooked me on the game of golf, because they put my name in the newspaper and everything, so it was cool.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, I'm excited to see what you have coming up with Scratch, because I know you've been an avid fan for 20 plus years. So now that you can kind of get your feet wet in another medium, it's gonna be
golf
fun.
lessons, man. The golf lessons, though, man. I tell you, man, it's hard, bro. It's hard trying to find that plane, and that's why I respect these guys so much, being able to go out there and hit at a certain apex. That's what golf is. You see the hacker that can go out and shoot 80. You watch his apex, and then you go out and play with the pros, and it's almost like going over the ship channel. You know what I mean? I'm just going up 45, for one of the humps. But the pros, they going like over the ship. That's the analogy. I'm just trying to give you the difference it is between the pros and a regular hacker like myself. And I'm trying to figure out, the mechanics of the body. And I tell you, man, the lag, it is so many different things that tie into one another that make the club do what it do, man. It's hard, man. But I just want to tell my coach Brandon, man, I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting that one. I'm on it, man. I woke up this morning with my coffee and waffle and straight into practice, man. And hit about three rounds of golf on the simulator right here in this room. We're in the simulator room right now, as well as the studio. But guys, we got a lot to talk about, man. A whole lot to unwrap here inside. Now, y'all can tell I'm excited. The Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer, and this is for all up-and-coming professional wrestlers, male and female. You want to know the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts. You got a question, I got the answer. If you want to know how, join my masterclass. Go to realityofwrestling.com for all the information, starting on Thursday and every Thursday after that, guys. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. And I know you can dig that.
The Academy.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Yeah, we rolling. You know, I got some good news today, Brad. I think you probably got the email. We almost back in business.
I know.
We almost back in business to hit the trail. I'm talking about get back on the road. I'm talking about Vegas, baby. B1.
I know.
I hope you made it through the pandemic. I hope you made it. But now we almost ready to get back on the trail, the boxing trail, man. Get back out on the road. Like I say, checking out the MMA world. The world is, somewhat opening. That Johnson kind of put a scare at everybody, though, man.
Yeah.
The Johnson & Johnson, I think they said 6 people may have had reaction. Reaction means somebody died.
Well. From what I don't know if they died, they had blood, like a rare blood clot.
No, I think I heard 6.
Did they die?
I think I heard 6 people died.
Okay. Yeah, that may have been the case. I read that the 6 people got the blood clot out of 7 million doses that had been given out. 6 people had some sort of adverse reaction that may have been fatal. I'm not exactly sure, but that still is like that's less than a 1 in a million shot.
Okay,
something
you
happens.
don't want to take. Look, they come to you with the Johnson & Johnson now. What you gonna tell them?
I'm gonna tell them I already got my Pfizer.
Even before that, you know what I mean? If they came to you and say, look, after you just heard this news, and they come not, hey, Mr. Gilmore. Oh shoot, that goes like
You're hitting buttons over there. Just stop hitting them.
That is. Mr. Gilmore, we have your Johnson & Johnson. What are you going to tell them?
I'm going to say, did you not watch the news? Y'all supposed to be pausing on that. That's what I tell them. Y'all don't watch the news.
You see what I'm saying? See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You ain't going to, but I'm ready to get this thing back up. Right? I took the Moderna. You know what I mean? So I'm good. They say the Moderna is kicking in, and right now, hopefully, the world will be back to normal sometime soon. But I am ready for to get back in the just in the thick of things, man. The boxing brings such a certain. And you talk about WrestleMania. Of course, there's a certain energy about WrestleMania, and I think you could say the same thing about boxing events, especially big. Just say, for instance, the Pacquiao fight. And that right there, the adrenaline, man, you could cut it with a knife. It was thick as far as the feel of what was going on. The electricity was in the air. So I'm just ready to get back. And I just want to say thanks to the people that's making it happen, man. Definitely. Thank everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to get back.
We love you.
Oh, we know we got mad love for
Just
Tracy.
Put some real loves and hugs and kisses out there for Tracy, who literally the one that makes it all happen. Seriously.
No, she is. So shout out to Tracy. And you know what? Is it bad? The first thing I thought of was when she said we'll be back to Vegas soon. I was like, B1. That's the first thing that came to my head. Yeah. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Think about the fiddles, man.
Have you been out to a restaurant yet? now that you're vaccinated?
No,
You haven't?
I haven't been out to a restaurant to sit down and eat. I say, man, I'm gonna get out a minute. Not you know, and the reason why I'm still putting the pause on it just because I am listening to the CDC. I'm listening to Fauci and all these guys and whatnot.
Well, they say it's fine if you've
Well,
been vaccinated.
I know a lot of restaurants, they try to make it as safe of an experience as you possibly can have as well. You know,
Yeah.
so I think it's safe, but I'm just not ready to put myself out there quite just yet. I don't know. Give me a couple of months. Give me a couple of months, and I'm gonna see how I feel. Well, in a couple of months, like my thing is, I'm getting back on the road as far as I'm taking some bookings, a couple of signings here and there and whatnot. I got the vaccine in me, so I gotta be able to put my foot in the water at some time. Speaking of putting your foot in the water, I was working out in the yard a couple of days ago, and I had this big ant bed on one of my trees. And I took the water hose, and I had like two water hose, hooked together, so it was pretty long, and it got stuck. And I tried to pull it a little bit, and it didn't go anywhere. So I put the hose down. I turned around and took one step, and I was taking a step right into the pool. Boom, face down, right in the pool. And I'm like soaking wet. My phone's in my pocket. I pull it out. Of course, thank God it still works. It's a Galaxy. And, and I walk in the house. I walk around the house. My kids, they see me. They start laughing at me. Charmel, she sees me, she starts laughing at me. I couldn't do nothing but laugh at myself. But that's the life. That's the life of the Huffman family.
It's the life and times of Booker T. Huffman. Fall right in the pool.
Man, seriously, man. Seriously.
You've really been committed to this Android. You've been committed to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know, when I first met you, you were an iPhone guy, and then you switched over. And I don't
No,
understand why you're so.
I cut the cord.
You cut the cord.
Yeah, because the iPhone immediately when they moved to the next series, everything on your last one it starts to stop working slowly, and then it gets to a point to where nothing works at all,
right.
But calling somebody, that's the only thing that'll work on it. And I think and I just start thinking, man, Apple, they do that by design. It's almost like a subliminal thing in your head. Okay, guys, it's time to go get a new one. Get ready to spend $1,000. And for me to to spend $1,000 on a cell phone, it just seems to be a little bit drastic. I don't care how many features the cell phone have. I'm not going to be using all of them. All right, I can still be using a flip phone. And I have no problem, you know what I mean. And I just felt like it's a gimmick, man. Can you imagine? Just think about it. People waiting in line overnight, camped out to get a cell phone.
Well, yeah, that's I never understood the camp.
I mean, do that make any sense?
I don't get people who camp out overnight on Thanksgiving Eve to buy a television from Best Buy that's 3 inches bigger than the TV they already have to take advantage of a Black Friday.
No. What it is that, like I say, that subliminal message to make you think that you got to have it. You know what I mean? And you got to have it now, and you got, and I'm willing to, suffer to actually have it. For it to actually mean something for you. So they give you ownership in a sense to make it's a mind job, man. So that's why I stopped, using I've been having this phone, man, the Android here, this Galaxy Note, probably for the last 4 years. And it still works perfectly fine. And the only reason I would want to get a new one is just because I want to get a new one, not because they're making me get a new one. So guys out there, hopefully you guys are wise up and realize, man, you've been had. You've been hoodwinked. You've been led astray. You've been run amok. For many, many years. You one of them, Brad.
Look, you could say all this stuff, and you know what? I guess I fell for it. I'm looking at my Apple laptop, my iPhone, my watch, my AirPods. I got it all. I got it all.
You've
got
been
me.
you've been
I'm
had.
hooked. I'm hooked.
You've been had. You know, and you know what? That's life, though. That's life. I understand. You know, you gotta have your vices. You know what I mean? You gotta have your knickknacks,
Right.
your toys, your go-to stuff. So hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you one bit. Hey man, we got to talk about something, man. We got some news in the wrestling world. One of the girls that came through reality wrestling, Eva Lise, is back in the news, working with AEW there for a minute, and now seems like the romance is over. It's funny when you see new companies like AEW start firing people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you know is real right there when these new companies out there start telling people hit the bricks. You know what I mean? And Evilise, good. You know what? I've had nothing but good times as far as Evilise go in reality wrestling. But business is business. The story with Evilise is she had some problems with one of the trainers, one of the coaches. Am I correct?
So, something like that. Now that happened. I know also when she was with WWE in a minute with Bill DeMont. She was saying that this is what the article says. This is from SCScoops.com. She says it says the 33-year-old was last seen on AEW on March 2nd in a losing effort. Her disappearance was noticed with reports circulating it was due to a conflict with one of the AEW coaches. The star did send out a tweet that was later deleted that hinted at a problematic relationship with her employer. So this says this is the third time Evilise has had a rocky departure from a major wrestling organization, WWE. And then, of course, she was a part of that lawsuit with Lucha Underground to get out of that contract. But, yeah, I mean, a problematic relationship, you can read into that several kind of ways. But, it sounds like she spoke up, at least from her side of things, she spoke up and then was reprimanded for it by being given her release.
She spoke up where about?
Well, this is from what I understand. She made it clear.
She spoke up where though?
At AEW.
Not on social media or anything like that.
She did post a tweet that hinted at a problematic relationship with one of the coaches.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. You know what, man? We got to unpack this. Might take a second. We got to take a break. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
This is Booker T World Gym Arena in Texas City, the home to the Reality of Wrestling Training Center. It's a 20,000 square foot facility with more than 50 full-time students and wrestlers from around the world. Inside the World Gym Arena sits a 9,000 square foot venue set up for weekly shows. From up top, 1-2 moonsault! Where our students showcase their skills in front of a live audience.
What he's done here is awesome. He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
In the back, a full weight room.
6 up!
Complete with state-of-the-art equipment and personal trainers.
There you go. Two more.
A full staff and office personnel.
One more.
Running the day-to-day operation. We have interview sets for TV production, promo classes, quarterly combines. We evaluate progression and team building. Referees, commentators, ring announcers, and live television production. At the World Gym Arena, we don't just teach you how to become a professional wrestler, but an elite sports entertainer. This is Reality of Wrestling.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Unpacking story about Evilise having a few problems now with AEW. My thing is this, man. And it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion only. You say she had some problems with WWE and Bill DeMott. That was one thing.
Yeah.
And that guy, that's something that got posted as well. That's one thing.
Yeah. And you know what? Just to give full clarity on the subject, Ivelisse did here just a couple hours ago. I found the full statement. Release a statement about what went down. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. She says, history repeats itself, unfortunately. I speak up about mistreatment and I get let go. That's life. She said, I spoke up about mistreatment from a coach, even to other women too. There are witnesses, and I was the one suspended and left in limbo and just now let go. And nothing has been done at all the entire time about Thunder Rosa slandering my name in the AEW and doing everything to sabotage my position there. I kept quiet, and she also has a history of getting involved with officials in order to get ahead, which there is a lawsuit and everything in regards to Lucha Underground. So those are all alleged claims, obviously alleged claims. None of these have been proven true or false, so we just need to say that. I'm not for throwing other people under the bus in a public format without evidence, but nevertheless, that is what was said.
Yeah, that's the thing right there, man. That's the thing. When you got, a problem with somebody, you handle that problem, with that somebody, and social media is not going to be the lifeline to go to for savior, for a life, preserve or a life jacket to save you when you having problems at work. I feel like social media is the last place. I need one of my employees going to trying to settle a grievance with me on social media, but because that's not gonna happen. Only thing you're gonna do is tick me off putting some on social media when if you got a problem with me, that it should be with me, not you and your social media followers. I just don't think that's a good idea or a good look. First and foremost, her, dropping names as well. That's I've been in the business 30 years actually. And I can't remember one time talking about the company in the business side of what was going on. Not how much, I can't remember one time that you've heard me say how much money that I made back in WCW. I might say I made some long green ducats. I might say, man, I'm still spending WCW money. But
right.
but I'm not finna, divulge that kind of information because it's not your business first and foremost. And I think me personally, honestly, the way I feel, and I like Ivelisse. Like I say,
me too. I'm a big fan.
Good people. I think she's good people.
Yeah.
But I also think that anybody that go to social media and think that they're going to save, their job, and you're exposing or divulging inside information, you should be fired. You should be fired from every job, and nobody should ever want to. And I'm not saying. I'm saying because
in a general,
I'm saying in a general aspect, because why go and cry about something that you're not going to change, and you're definitely not going to change it that way. If it's not working for you here, okay, move on somewhere else. Okay, hopefully it'll work out for you there. If it don't work out for you there, you move on. But to think, all of a sudden, that we're going to change the way business is done by going on social media and having a movement for every occasion. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And it's just sad to see, people immediately want to run to social media and think that's not going to solve the problem. That's just going to make the problem worse. That's the only thing it's going to do. And when I see stories like this, it really upsets me because, and the thing is, I know I didn't have, people can say what they want to say. I know I didn't have social media back in my day, but I got it now. And I could be complaining about a whole lot if I wanted to. And the thing is, I complain. I complain a whole lot. I complain to the people that need to hear it. And if they don't change it, we got a problem. Okay, I'm going to move on. And then if that do happen in that sense, the story is not going to be on social media. They're not going to hear about it. They're just going to hear Booker T, he's a left or Booker T's working somewhere else. That's it. Just like when I went from WWE to TNA. Okay, when I went from WWE to TNA, I don't think you're going to find one interview throughout that 2 years where I said anything about WWE, whether I liked it, whether I hated it, whether certain people would tick me off or what, because it wasn't their business. And I wasn't finna give, some Joe, some schmo who, that's schmo, I like schmo. I'm not finna give somebody a story for free that they can get clicks and make money off of what I just told them.
Yeah.
People understand that's the way that thing works. That interview that she just gave or that tweet that she got no money for it. Okay? If she did an interview with somebody and gave them that full story, she's not going to get one dime for it. And it could be her career. Be smart.
And you know what? I echo essentially everything that you said, but let me just play a devil's advocate for a moment, because it does seem like she did bring this up to the higher ups, the people who needed to hear it. And then she was, she said she was suspended for it and left in limbo and now let go. So if you find yourself in the position where you're having issues, you bring them up, nobody does anything about them, then you get fired. I mean, what other outlet do you have other than talking about, your mistreatment in a public forum? I'm just asking.
Well, me personally, I'm not gonna sit here and say who did she go and talk to and what did she talk to him about, and because that might be the problem right there first and foremost. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe she wanted more airtime. Maybe I don't know. It could have been an assortment of things, but for an upstart company like AEW, if you can get on the card, here and there, you take it. And like my brother said, you do this job to the best of your ability till something better comes along, and then boom, you move on. But you don't, go and stir the pot. Just like me when I first came into WCW, it was the crappiest gimmick in the world. My brother and I was, introduced. But we could have said, man, take that and shove it. We're not doing that. But my thing was, I'm going to get my foot in the door real good before I start saying anything, because it could, I could be on the outside looking in. I say, but if I get my foot in the door, if I'm good as I think I am, I'm going to get to a point to where I can say whatever I want to say. And one thing about, the card, man, if you ain't the guy that's drawing the money, if you ain't the guy that's top billing at the card, if you're not one of the top girls, in the business, and you making noise, you might get fired. That's just the way the business is. And the thing is, you could be working at Wendy's or McDonald's, and you talking too much and you working on the fries and they'll fire your ass. You know what I mean? And that's just the way life is, you know what I mean?
Right,
I'm serious. Man, I want to be working at the cashier. Why ain't the cashier? You know what I mean? I got to come in here and flip burgers every day. I got to do the fries every day. Next thing you know, you getting the pink slip. You know what I mean? Because you're not good, with the team leader. You can't, get along with people. It's life, and I hate, getting, to this point about it, but it's real. And when I see stuff like this, when I see people, taking their grievances to social media, and they're supposed to be a star. You're supposed to be a star, and you taking your grievance to social media. Okay, come on.
Yeah,
work with me.
I hear that.
I hear that. Come on, work with me here. We got a super chat.
Yeah, Nate weighing in on this issue with the $5. Shout out to you, Nate. We appreciate you, my man. I think wrestlers' public social media accounts should only relate to their gimmick and keep their personal social media account private. What do you think?
I said this once before, man. I said the Phenom, the Undertaker, he back in the, this day and age, he would be the phenom on Mondays, and on Thursdays, he'll be a chef on Twitch. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, who will believe in the phenom after they see some of the stuff that, he's posting on Instagram and all? Who will believe in the dead man? If he was on Twitter, right after he got buried, who will believe in the dead man? If he didn't actually, live the gimmick for 20 plus years, who will still to this day want to see the Undertaker if that's who he was? Undertaker, after all these years, just last year did his first interview. Okay,
After 30 years. Yeah.
After 30 years, stick around. You're in the hall.
And here we go. Oh, the rules are simple. There are very few. Oh my God! Winding up here. Oh, maximum velocity. You of that. Official can do absolutely nothing about it. Even Max Humberto is disturbed by his own actions. Wait a minute. Oh, no. God in heaven! God in heaven! Put a stop to this!
And Max Humberto is the new Reality of Wrestling Texas champion.
Go get back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. See, everybody want to weigh in on that conversation right there, man. Everybody got a thought and opinion. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. I don't care who it was. If I like I say, I've had beef with a lot of people, and don't think that I like everybody that I've run across in this business. Man, I could talk about guys for days, as far as stuff. Stories, bait, just to make people, man, that's not who I want to be. Like I said, if I got a problem with somebody, I'm gonna tell them to their face, I got a problem with you. I ain't gonna put it on social media. I ain't gonna tweet it. When I see them, I'm gonna run up on them and I'm gonna tell them about themselves. And let's say there's a few people out there,
You've never done anything like that before, have you?
They know exactly what I'm all about. I ain't gonna tweet it. I ain't gonna, none of that. We gonna talk about it, and if we got a problem, we gonna handle it like men, like back in the cowboy days. So that's just me, dog. I know you like playing devil's advocate.
I do.
But that's just the way I see it. What's next, man?
No. You're good. You're good. I was just flipping perspectives. I like to flip perspectives sometimes. Hey, we got a big fight going down this weekend. I mean, actually a massive fight. This is a massive boxing match going down on this Saturday, the 14th. The 17th, excuse me. Today's the 14th. The 17th. And it's going to be Ben Askren taking on Jake Paul. We've talked about this matchup. But, Book, social media is excited about this. Also, because Snoop Dogg will be making his return to the commentary table along with Mario Lopez, comedian Pete Davidson, a Victoria's Secret angel, Taylor Hill, and TikTok stars Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. Those are all going to be your broadcast team for this fight. And Jake Paul, Ben Askren. Book. Also, Regis Prograis on the undercard. Regis Prograis is on the undercard for this. Fighting Ivan Redkach in the junior welterweights. But what do you think?
And that's a. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's a hell of a.
It's a good look.
A hell of a fight on the card right there. Redkach and Prograis. Two guys just gonna go out there and give it to you, even if you don't like the main event. If you don't get what you want out of that fight, I'm gonna tell you right now. The Prograis fight is going to be dynamite. Prograis is definitely trying to get his name back out there. Since he haven't had that one loss, he kind of kind of dropped the ball a little bit. And, people have taken their eye off of him a little bit. But we had Regis Prograis on the show, and I tell you, man, Rougarou, he ain't no joke when it comes to throwing punches. And the Jake Paul and Ben Askren extravaganza, I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be good, man. I think it's going to be a good fight for me, because I'm banking on, Paul going out there and pretty much, getting Ben Askren out of there. It's going to be a fun night no matter what, because you got Snoop Dogg in the house, and Snoop Dogg, not only, I'm wondering, is this going to be the new thing, man? I want to see how the buy rate turn out for this thing, but I want to see if this is going to be, like the new phase, the new fad, like with, putting fights together like this. And then you got a whole lot of, extracurricular activity going on at the same time. It's going to be a lot of hot women running around, right? You know what I mean? It's going to be some dancers, on the stage doing their thing. They got all the entertainment coming in as far as, from the rap world. Snoop Dogg got his new group that's going to be debuting, on the show as well. So it's got a whole lot more to do with just boxing, or just fighting, or just combat. This is a party, man. This is like going out and having a party, kind of like when we, did the Dada 5000, Kimbo Slice thing, man. That really, we didn't care about the fight, honestly. And we're in the atmosphere. Did it feel like it was a party, bro?
It was crazy.
It felt like, bro, man, what was the drinks? What are drinks, man? What are strippers? It was one of them type of deals. I'm just playing.
Don't get like Paul Pierce. I don't know if you saw what happened with Paul Pierce.
That's why I said, that's why you saw me say, I hold him up. I'm just playing. I didn't mean that. What the hell was Paul Pierce thinking?
Paul Pierce was tripping.
But no, man, it was a party, man. It was a party atmosphere. What the strippers. But
Booker thinking about a great night in 1998 right now is what he's thinking about. He was like, that was great.
I'm thinking about me saying that. And then I immediately thought about Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, this man's in his 40s, and he was on Instagram Live with strippers, some smokes, bottle of that yak.
Oh, my God, man.
He was living. Hey, what do you think, though? Ben Askren plus 150 to Jake Paul's minus 190. So essentially a 2.5 to 1 favorite for Jake Paul there. Do you feel like that's accurate?
I think it should.
Because let me reframe this up. If I were to tell you, and you didn't know the names involved, if I were to tell you a former world champion MMA fighter in 2 promotions, a man who is a UFC fighter, is going to fight a YouTube star in a boxing match, what world would you ever say the YouTube star would be the favorite? That would never happen. But then you put names on it and you're like, but it's Jake Paul and Ben Askren. And all of a sudden everyone's like, oh yeah, Ben Askren's going to get knocked out. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that when I start to think about it. Like, I think he's going to lose. I do think Jake Paul is going to win. But should we give Ben Askren a little bit more credit than he's been getting?
No. No, not at all. Because
that's a world champion fighter.
Well, the thing is, he used to be a world champion fighter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, come on. Roy Jones Jr. used to be a world champion, championship fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that about him today. It's a lot of guys that's been world champions. I've been a 6-time world champ. You think I can go out there and run with those guys today? No, it's not.
But Ben Askren's like 2 years off retirement.
Well, but Ben Askren has never been, touted for his boxing skills, for his stand-up, for his, pugilistic prowess. That's just never been, his MO. So Ben Askren, compared to, Jake Paul, I've watched Jake Paul go out and perform, and the guy knows how to handle himself.
He's got talent.
I don't care if you just ran up on him in a bar. He's a guy that looked like, he can handle himself. And the thing is, he looks like he likes it. And going into a fight like this, where you got a chance to really, put a stamp on, man, I at least can beat up some guys. Who better to beat up than Ben Askren? I mean, come on. I can't wait to see Ben Askren, just come out for the first bell and his stand-up, his posture. I just want to see him hold his hands up. You know what I mean? Is he going to be like this, like like John L. Sullivan? You know what I mean? If he going to, just be all over the place, like don't know where yet, you know what I mean? So it's going to be good. But Jake Paul is definitely going to, put a stamp on that boy. Yeah.
You know what, though? I think I think the money would be to make a Ben Askren bet, to bet him to win. I mean, $100 gets you $150 back. That's the money, right? That's where the money would be.
That's the money, man. I mean, if you know what I mean, it's like Muhammad Ali said. If you want to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny. It's one of those type of deals.
Hey, real quick, Stellar Justin Lopez with the $10. I thought last night's NXT was what the Raw after WrestleMania should have been. Seeing Rhea, Bianca, and Raquel. Is it Raquel Gonzalez? I think so. With their titles, gave me the NXT Brooklyn 2015 vibes. They got their 4 horsewomen moment. Yeah, I saw some of that on social media. It was cool. Did you see any of that?
Nah, man. I watched you know what? I watched some of NXT last night, man, and I tell you, man, I must say NXT it's a really good show. You know, I mean, it's a really good show. Those guys, they really work a whole lot different than they do on the. I was watching that rough match last night with Swerve, and those guys went out there, man. They worked their butts off, man. That Leon Ruff, he ain't the biggest guy in the world. I mean, he ain't the most muscular guy in the world, but he's young. He's got a lot of growth, but he could go out there and work nonstop. So definitely big ups to what those guys are doing in NXT.
Well, but we got about a minute left of the show today. I feel like we should at least comment on it. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier officially signed for UFC 264. And Conor McGregor opens as the favorite, -110 favorite over Dustin Poirier, who just knocked Conor out a couple months ago. Do you feel like that's an accurate assessment of what the line should be at?
Well, no. I mean, my thing is this. I like it. You were just talking about it a second ago. Take that money.
Smart money.
That bet. I'm a bet. I'm gonna put $1,000 on Dustin Poirier. And I've never bet on a fight before, ever, in my life. And I'm gonna put $1,000 on Dustin Poirier. How much that pays?
So Dustin is, where's Dustin? What is Dustin? Dustin. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it back up. Give me a second.
Yeah, because I could use some of that money, man. I could use a little extra Vegas money. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely thinking about finding me somebody that could, I might call Jerry Bow. I mean, I might have to get with the bookie.
Okay, so he's at a +105. So 1,000 will win you 1,100. Something like that.
That ain't enough money. That ain't enough.
Not enough.
They ain't trying to make the odds good enough to get no money off of it. That's what they're doing. All right, it's cool. It's cool. But I'm still going with Dustin Poirier, man. Dustin Poirier, because this is the thing right here. I know we got to wrap up, but this is the thing right here. Conor McGregor.
Yes.
There again, used to be a great champion. All right. Former champion. He's not a champion anymore as far as I'm concerned, especially after his last 3 fights. If Conor McGregor don't get Dustin Poirier out in 2 rounds, he loses the fight. Okay, it's a 5-round fight. It's not a 3-round fight. He can't stall. He can't do any of that. So if that happens, Dustin Poirier wins this fight easily after the 2nd round. If it goes that far, that's just my opinion.
We will see. We will see what goes down. UFC 264 right around the corner, Booker T.
All right, man. We got to blow up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody sticking out in the Hall of Fame. We will see you again next week. What's that? What's that?
Nate has the $10. Did you have any certain things you used to do to amp yourself up before a match, like a little ritual? And what's the craziest thing you've seen a wrestler do to amp themselves up? Hurry, Booker T, 30 seconds or less.
Everybody, man, I always know Booker T for having 2 Red Bull, man. Not 1 Red Bull, but 2 Red Bull. I had 3 one night, and I went out and I was off the chain. I was all over the place. I was rocking it, here and there, bouncing off the walls. And I came back, man. I was throwing up in a garbage can. And Chavo Guerrero, he came over there. He goes, "Hey, Book, you okay?" And I go, "Too many Red Bull." Hey, guys, we appreciate you for sticking it out in the Hall of Fame. We'll see y'all next week. We out of here.